Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Andesite Blue webinar on how you can earn passive income and help rebuild Ukraine. This is such an exciting opportunity that we have to be able to do something worthwhile and provide our investors with a significant passive income. We are a United Kingdom company called Andesite Blue, and we invest into the emerging market of Ukraine. We were here before the war started. We will be here after the war ends. And this is a presentation of our plans for how we're going to help with rebuilding Ukraine and how you can benefit, how you can do something worthwhile by working with us. Before I go through the presentation, I am required to read a very short disclaimer. It's just one paragraph. And then after that, we'll go through the actual presentation. So here's the disclaimer. As accredited investors, you will be aware that all investments carry some level of risk. This investment is only available to investors who are able to assess their own appetite for risk. Please read the risk statement within the investment memorandum before investing. Okay, very good. So let's get started. So rebuilding Ukraine and our plans to help with that. We offer a bond, a corporate income bond. You're purchasing the bonds of a United Kingdom company. You're not purchasing a government bond. And our bonds pay 7.15% to 8.85%, whether you select a 3-year or a 5-year bond. So you can choose, if you want the maximum return, you can select the 5-year and you will earn 8.85%. If you just want to get a 3-year bond, you can earn 7.15%. We'll go through how that works. Our bonds fund several different things. We are investing in healthcare. We are investing into medical clinics, dental clinics, surgical clinics. We're investing into the renovation and reconstruction of real estate. We're investing into agriculture. Our emerging market reconstruction and industry bonds are going to be used to help rebuild Ukraine, where Ukraine comes back even stronger than before the war. Let's talk about the team that is working for you here at Andesite Blue. We have a fantastic team. Our team cumulatively has over 250 years of business experience in more than 20 countries. All information on the team is available on our website if you go to www.andesiteblue.co.uk. I'm just going to briefly mention some of the highlights of each team member very briefly, and then we'll go through. So first of all, we have our chairman of the board of directors, Nigel Brigden. He's a UK citizen. He is a highly qualified and experienced banker with an in-depth understanding of all aspects of banking that he has gained over a 40-year career. He has excellent contacts throughout the City of London, and he's able to assist with every aspect of our plans. We have Christina Katrakis. She's our international investment coordinator. She is a highly qualified and experienced international business and political coordinator. Her career really involves a multidisciplinary and diverse worldview. She has been involved and coordinated a number of multi-million projects worldwide. We have Tetiana Kiltika. She is our corporate secretary, and she's also a businesswoman. Her prior experience includes project management, budget management, sales forecasting, and team leadership. She also founded a UK company focused on recruitment from abroad for work opportunity for Ukrainians in the UK and Ireland. She is just fantastic, and we are lucky to have her with our team. We have Steve Dyball. He is our senior operations management. He has a lifetime of experience working in emerging markets. And we will show another slide later with some more information about him. We have Mike Wilson, who is the co-founder of Andesite Blue. He has been he's an American citizen, and he has been involved with business. He's worked at companies including Panasonic, Brother, and AT&T. We have myself, Benjamin Meller. I am an American. Prior to founding Andesite Blue, I was involved in a lot of commercial and residential real estate throughout the United States. Also have experience with business acquisition. So that's a few details. Now in Ukraine, we have Vasyl Milnik. Vasyl Milnik, I'd like to draw your attention to him. He has extensive experience with the management of public and private institutions in Ukraine. He actually was a director in the Ministry of Finance with the government of Ukraine. He was elected from the Vitaly Klitschko bloc, and his professional and political experience is invaluable. We have Anatoly Landman, who is with our business development team. He's a Ukrainian citizen. He has extensive experience with negotiating international and local business contracts in a win-win manner. And if you have ever been to Kiev, Ukraine, the metro system there, the internet, you'll notice how you can use the internet on the metro there. He was involved in that project in terms of designing it and planning it out and organizing the rollout of the internet in Kiev metro system. We have Dr. Mark Hong. Dr. Mark Hong is our chief medical officer. He's an oral surgeon from the United States. He has an extensive background in the medical field as an oral surgeon. He was born in South Korea, and he has practiced in the United States and also in the United Kingdom. Andrew Richings, who is a UK citizen. He's the founder of a company called Thomas Kelly Holdings. It's a boutique private consultancy firm which works with ultra high net worth and high net worth investors, fixed income bonds. So he brings a lot to the team. Now let's talk about the new opportunities that have been created. There is a twinning reconstruction initiative where the government of Ukraine has arranged it with multiple countries, the United Kingdom, Sweden, Greece, where each country takes patronage over one city and region. So, for example, the United Kingdom is taking patronage over Kiev. Sweden is taking patronage over Mykolaiv. Ireland is taking patronage over the Rivne Oblast. And this is such a great program where the reconstruction can be focused where each country is helping one region. Now, if we look at some of the things that have happened, we're all familiar with the war crimes that have happened in Bucha. But out of this, earlier this month, this video shows right after the invasion ended, when the city was liberated, and now we can see how it looks 9 months later. Tremendous improvement. You know, Ukraine's deputy economy minister, Alexander Gribin, he told delegates recently at the Ukraine Infrastructure Forum in London that the country would become one of the best in the world in terms of opportunities for investors. And he is completely right. He is completely right. That is one thing that we are looking forward to, is we're going to be able to do something on a big scale to help with the reconstruction. And it's something that's exciting to be able to make a real difference. So now I'm going to go over 3 reasons to invest in Ukraine. And this is actually from Ukraine Invest Chairman Daniel Bilak.
It was a real honor for Ukraine Invest to sponsor Ukraine House Davos this year, because there were a number of key things that came away from that engagement. There's 3 basic reasons that were stipulated. We had Sir Suma Chakrabarty, president of the EBRD, basically said that because of the government's reforms, Ukraine is open for business. I think that was a very key message for everybody to hear. The second message that we got was from business itself, major companies that basically said, look, Ukraine, because of the reforms that the government has undertaken, is now a stable, predictable, emerging market. We can wrap our heads around the risk-reward ratio and we can make money. And the third takeaway was that it was given to us by Horizon Capital that had just set up a $200 million private equity fund for investment into Ukrainian small cap companies, saying that Ukraine has highly valued assets that are underpriced, and that this was another fantastic opportunity that to catch Ukraine on the way up as the economy continues to grow.
Very good. And that's correct. I mean, there's a big opportunity in Ukraine. Now let's talk about what we're going to be doing with rebuilding Ukraine. And we're going to hear a short 1-minute clip here from Steve Dieball and also Mike Wilson. They're going to be discussing some of the experience with emerging markets. And we're going to talk about some of the projects we're going to be doing a little bit later.
I've sort of a long history in the manufacturing industry, engineering, chemistry, either running chemical manufacturing plants or building them. So in the early days of my life was very much in the pure manufacturing, but building plants constantly. And so as life went on, I seemed to have a switch from being just involved in the manufacturing to actually being involved with the design and the building. Life has taken me around the world somewhat. I'm from the UK, but left and moved to Australia. There, again, building plants, but not only building plants, we had a lot of plants that needed improved, their efficiencies were poor, and this was when we really.
So that's fantastic, the experience that he brings to the team working in over 20 emerging markets. So let's talk about the returns and the money that you can earn, and let's compare how Andesite Blue Bonds compare on an annual basis compared to other common investments. So if we look here at the annualized returns, if you were to select the highest paying bond that Andesite Blue offers, we offer one that pays 8.85%. That's our 60-month bond, and it pays 8.85%. And compare that to, say, the S&P 500 index. Well, the S&P 500 index is coming in at 5.43%. If you look at US bonds, you're at 4.52%. Or if you look at global bonds, you're at 4.95%. This data actually is compiled from Vanguard, JP Morgan, Bloomberg, Russell, and S&P. So this is really the key advantage of investing in emerging markets. Each of our projects that we fund here at Andesite Blue, be that a real estate, agriculture product, energy, medical, IT, we provide the highest growth returns for our investments. This allows us to offer better rates for our bond investors. Another key distinction, something that's so important to understand about Andesite Blue Bonds, is we're not paying fees to fund managers. We invest into projects as a secured lender, and then constantly we closely monitor the project progress. The Andesite Blue team ensures our assets are performing, and we don't try to outsource that to someone else. So that's a big difference, and that's part of the reason that we can pay so much compared to other investments.
They can
Now,
provide,
what we've got here is this is a company called Ukraine NUA, and we are going to hear from Svetlana Khiliuk. She's the CEO of Ukraine NUA, and she's talking with Mike Wilson, who's the co-founder of Andesite Blue, about a reconstruction development project, and we'll go ahead and hear this.
help
Yes.
to Ukraine. It is very big help to us, especially now
Mhm.
when many people without roof They are refugees in other countries. Sorry, I can't speak. I will cry now.
No, sorry. Okay, so no, and well, I'll get into that in more details later. But the there, like you said, the services, the lawyer services and the accounting services, they're also, you're also looking to produce job opportunities for Ukrainians when they come back. So that, because they've lost a lot of their jobs, they're not working. There's a lot of companies that have been closed down, and so people are without income. And so we're not just looking to build houses, you're also looking to produce communities and environments where people will have work to be provided, and sources of income and things to rebuild and get their lives back.
Yes, and who will build it? It will build Ukrainian people.
Yes.
They will have their job and they will have their salaries for life.
Yes.
Continue their happy life in Ukraine, in new community. It will be modern community with latest technologies and everything. We are working very hard with green energy in our communities, and it will be very high quality communities. We are our dream to build communities of future. It must work not 1, 2 years, 10 years or 20. We are looking for about 100 years.
Yeah, you want it to be sustainable, and you know,
sustainable modular communities. Yes, it will be very strong, very modernization with latest technologies.
The other thing, and you touched on it just a little bit now, which is exciting, is that it is Ukrainians' jobs. It's actually not just the fabrication of the homes, on the prefabrication of the homes and the modulars, because that will be done in a factory. And that, so we'll have Ukrainian factory workers, we'll have employment through that, but you're also creating jobs on those, inside those communities, and we're creating businesses inside those communities, so that it's all Ukrainian. So we're actually producing the economy that this is sustainable.
Yes, and now we are modular manufacturing homes company speaking with us now. They would like to set up their manufacturing
inside Ukraine
facility in Ukraine, in Rivne.
Okay.
It will be very big industry. It will be easier to get
materials
for building these modular communities, and also there will be also jobs for our Ukrainian people.
Yes. So let me take a little moment here, and I want to explain to the audience real quick what we're talking about and how this works. It's building of homes. Okay, that sounds like that's just construction workers and men working their hands. Well, in the pre-manufactured homes and the modular homes, you do have a plant, a factory that has all of the material and everything ready to start putting these homes together. Now, it's not cookie cutters. These are they're better quality. They have better efficiencies. They have better insulations. They retain heat better in the winter, and they retain the coolness in the summer. So they're very strong and durable homes. And what's really great about it is that because it's in a factory, you can easily monitor the quality control, which is very important, because now you have quality control management that actually looks at each of the processes. So one person, he will be in charge of one little area of his job, of a certain part of the construction, and then each person has their own field. Well, they get better and better at it and more efficient. All the tools, all the nails, the screws, the wood, the plastics and material, everything necessary, the insulation is all there, and it goes down like building a car. It goes down an assembly line and builds it together. And then these homes are put together so that they will then be shipped by truck on location. And then now the other part of the work will be the preparation of the foundations, whether it's a single family dwelling home, or whether it's a multifamily and such as a high-rise apartments. So these can be done in either way. The other really nice thing about these homes is a design. They're not just boxes. Okay, they have a very good aesthetic look, exterior and interior. The interior is amazing. The neat thing about it is that you can actually pick and choose what you want on the interior. So if and this is how we did it in America, that we would go and say, oh, we like this home, we like this design, we like the footprint and everything that and the structure of the plan. But we get to pick the faucets, we get to pick the appliances, we get to pick what we want to and how it looks, the carpet or flooring or however. So you can actually customize your own home even before it is made. And then
all right, so that's exciting. That is really exciting, the reconstruction. And now we're going to hear from Bradley Reed, who's also with Ukraine NUA. Ukraine NUA is a company that's going to be involved in the reconstruction. And Mike Wilson and with Andesite Blue and Bradley Reed, Andesite Blue and Ukraine NUA are both going to be working together on some reconstruction projects. So I'm going to show a short clip here.
Just tell our audience a little bit about you, your background, and what you're doing.
All right, I'm a media guy.
Okay.
Ostensibly started in the media, in radio, television, motion pictures. I have built theme parks in China. I've created nightclubs in London. We've done national radio programs. But then I moved from media into renewable energy. So I started to get into waste to energy, so municipal solid waste into energy, and then solar energy.
Okay.
A few years ago, we created a company here called Ibaji, which was all about doing rooftop solar in Ukraine.
Okay, all right.
Because we had a group in a company in the UK called Maximum Earth Group. And it was about becoming a micro utility built around rooftop solar for large commercial and educational institutions of options.
No, that's fantastic. No, and that's really encouraging, actually. There's a lot of things that you brought up that I wasn't even thinking about or aware of, and it makes it even more exciting to be a part of this development. I'm happy to be working directly Andesite Blue with Ukraine NUA.
Well, can I just jump in there and say your partner, Ben?
Yes.
Awesome man. Absolutely. I've only met him
on a screen.
You remember Max Headroom? Back when we were kids, you had Max Headroom. He was a kind of a digital superhero.
I don't personally.
You didn't watch as much television.
No.
So Ben to me is Max Headroom. He's just on, all I've seen him on is my screen.
Oh, yes.
Because I think he's in
He could be
at the moment.
He could be with that one with Al Pacino, Simone or whatever, that movie where she was just only digital. Yeah, that's Ben. That's my ace in the hole,
But Ben found us in Ireland. And he's the one that's talked to us about Andesite Blue, and the experience with Andesite Blue has been phenomenal. Absolutely. Ben does these weekly presentations.
Yes, we got one this evening, actually.
And, one this evening, which is going to be worth dialing into. Love Ben. He's absolutely wonderful. And so no, the whole experience with Andesite Blue has been great.
Yeah, and so and actually meeting you and working with you and just kind of picking the brain and seeing the direction and the vision has been exciting and really phenomenal and encouraging, especially for us as a
people can help themselves.
Correct.
Joining in, working, and everybody earns.
Everybody there earns, even to the person and to the individuals coming back into Ukraine and have that opportunity to own their home.
Absolutely.
And they're growing and they're earning and they're, one thing I liked what Tatiana was talking about was, your home should not be an expense. She had a vision and being a scientist herself. I mean, she's a very intelligent woman. Her brain does not stop,
Yes.
And that's how she invented and came up with the water project, is that she says your home needs to be paying you.
Yeah.
You know, and how do you do that? Well, one of the things is solar on the, the solar, using that empty real estate on the roof. And there's many different ways to be able to have your home benefit you, not cost you. You know, so again, so everybody benefits. So the investor and benefits from it, the developer and benefits from it, the workers, the contractors, the laborers, everybody is benefiting from
Absolutely.
this, so.
And it is the most.
So that's very exciting that opportunity, being able to do some reconstruction. Let's talk about the advantages and the key features of the bond for you. I want to go through this where it's real clear what you get as a bond buyer and what you benefit from by making the wise decision to purchase an Andesite Blue Bond. Well, the first thing is you are able to reach your passive income goals far, far more quickly. Whether you have a passive income goal of earning 1,000 pounds a month or 5,000 pounds a month or 10,000 pounds a month, or maybe you're an institutional type investor and you want to get well over 100,000 pounds a month, whatever you are looking for, we can work with you to develop a plan to get you there. We offer an annual investment program where over time we can build you to the type of income that you are looking for. Another big advantage is that you get maximum diversification. We all know that in investing, it's important to have some diversification in your portfolio. By investing, when you purchase an Andesite Blue Bond, you're actually investing into a variety of industries, including healthcare, housing, agriculture, and green energy in the emerging market of Ukraine. Another huge advantage is that we do not charge any fees. Those of you, I'm sure many of you have friends that are in, maybe you've listened to the private equity guys or the hedge fund guys, and they have their fees down to a science. They tell you about the 2 and 20 and all the different fees that they have. We don't do that. I'm not saying those guys don't deserve their fees. I'm friends with some of those guys. I'm not saying they don't deserve their fees, but I will say that if you make the wise decision to purchase an Andesite Blue Bond, your money is not going to be paid out in a lot of fees to, some fund manager. It's going into real projects. Another nice thing is we offer interest payment flexibility where we can work with you, whether you want to get quarterly, annually, or upon maturity. It's up to you. So how does the bond work? Well, it's pretty simple. Basically, you purchase the bond from a United Kingdom company called Andesite Blue. You're technically purchasing a corporate income bond from a UK company. And then we invest the net proceeds of the bond are used to invest in Ukraine with projects that have been reviewed and passed all due diligence. Our local Ukrainian management company collects the rent and oversees management of the loan portfolio. So it's very good. Let's go through an illustration of returns. Let's say that you were to purchase a 100,000 pound bond for a 36-month term. Say that you wanted to get quarterly payments. You would earn 7.15%. So over the course of 36 months, you would earn 21,450 in interest. And then at the end of the term, you would receive 100,000 pounds back for a total of 121,450. If you were to purchase a 60-month bond, if you're looking for the maximum, if you want the maximum return, you would purchase a 60-month bond. And depending on the payment frequency, you could earn as much as 8.85%. And in that case, you would earn 55,659 in interest over those 60 months, and you would get 100,000 pounds at the conclusion of the bond, when the bond matured. So let's go through some frequently asked questions here. Why should an investor purchase the bond? Well, I believe that an investment in the bond is suited to investors that are seeking an above average return on investment. If you're content to just get an average return on investment, then there's other ways that you can do that, but your return is going to be extremely low. If you want an above average return, emerging markets are a great place to look. And the best is Andesite Blue. if you want the security of a bond that is asset backed, we use asset backed bonds. So all of the bonds are backed. How long term is the bond? Well, that's the great thing. You've got some free to flexibility there. You can choose from 36 to 60 months, whatever you like. And we also, as a convenience, if you don't want the money back at the end of the term, we can automatically renew it on an annual basis. There's projects that are going to be available in Ukraine for decades into the future, rebuilding Ukraine. So there's plenty of opportunity to keep the money working and earn you a high rate of interest. But we plan everything for 36 to 60 months to get your money back and your interest. And if you want to just let the money keep working for you, we can do that. Another question is, can you buy it in a SIP? The answer is that's up to your SIP provider, your self-invested personal pension provider. I see no reason that you would not be able to, but if your SIP provider doesn't understand the financial product or has questions, feel free to direct them. We'll be happy to talk to them. Or if they're not very helpful and you need something, we know a lot of other SIP providers and we can definitely help you. Okay, very good. And then who can invest? Well, the requirements are you can be over 18, you could be a trust, you could be a company, you could be a charity. Come one and come all. We welcome every person or entity to purchase an Andesite Blue Bond. Investors must fall into the category of either high net worth or sophisticated. Now, I want to say something here. We have really made this process as easy for you as possible. So we are required to do what's called KYC, where we gather information, but we have streamlined that where it is fast and easy. We want to get you the approval to buy the bond right away as quickly as possible, and we make it so simple, so fast compared to maybe other companies that you've worked with. We pride ourselves on that. How is the tax managed? So simple. We pay all the money to you. We don't take any money out of your payment. We just, all of the interest that you earn, 100% of it gets paid to you. And then you can decide with your tax professional, based on your marginal tax rate, based on what you have calculated you will pay for taxes. You handle all of that. We give you all of the money and we don't deduct anything. There's not any upper limits on investment. We suggest a minimum investment of 100,000 pounds. But if this is your first time working with Andesite Blue and you want to do something smaller, we'll work with you, folks. If you're going to get with us on an annual investment program, we are happy to work with you. Another important question is, can I get access to the money early? The answer is no. This is not a financial product that's like day trading where, you can log into your brokerage account and then, oh, the stock went down, I'm going to sell it real quick at a loss. Frankly, that day trading is a disaster, and most people would do better if they didn't play around with that. They get their hand burned all the time on it. The fees just eat them up. But with this, you're placing the money for the term required. So that is something that's important. But that's in your benefit because it lets the money really compound and work for you. How will you receive the interest? We pay it to the bank account that you nominate. How can you invest? Well, we have an investment memorandum. You just complete it. We've made it very simple. Just go to andesiteblue.co.uk and contact us. Let us know you want to invest. We'll get those forms over to you. We'll get things moving. Okay, I'm going to real quickly go through the projects. I'm going to take about 1 minute for each project, and then I'm going to open it up to questions. So the first project that I want to show that we have in our pipeline is one that is Modular Communities Initiative. This is the phased creation of modular communities for returning Ukrainian refugees. So many Ukrainian refugees they're going to be coming back in the future, and they need a place to come back to. Their homes may have been destroyed. So this is something that we are going to be able to do with Ukraine. It's a 3 to 5 million pound in different phases, and it's a great project. Another project is a dairy production of dairy products. This project's going to cost 7.6 million, and it offers a very high return. It's something that is a great project. Another project is ethanol, basically with modular ethanol distilleries. We're going to be able to help with increasing the value of local crops through local processing to critical commodities. This is a project that has about 10 million in CapEx per installation. It's one that we're real excited about. Another project is the construction of a logistics center in Kiev. This is a $34 million project. And it is going to take about a year and a half, potentially also is one where it'll involve warehouses, offices, and mezzanine space. Now, here's one that's so important in reconstruction, and that is bricks. Bricks. It may not be fancy or high tech, but to build, you have to have bricks. And this brick factory is just critical for reconstruction. It's one that we're excited about. It has a project cost of about 118 million. And the total investment amount and the time frame that we're looking at is 3 to 6 years, depending on some phases. So, but this is a plant that has a capacity of 120,000 bricks a year. So now another thing is ceramic blocks. Ceramic blocks are also very important in construction. There's so much construction that is needed. This is a project that's going to cost about 1.8 million. It's going to have a 4-year payback period, and it's one that it's going to involve the modernization of bricks and ceramic blocks for production. Now, that is something that's going to be used in rebuilding apartments and homes, and it's something that is really important. So, folks, that's the end of the presentation. I'm going to stop the recording here, and then I will take questions. We welcome questions from anyone. Feel free to ask any questions. It's our pleasure to answer them. It'll be my pleasure to answer them. And again, thank you for taking the time to hear this out. I'll stop the recording and take questions. You're welcome to. We hold these every week. So if you happen to be watching this on the internet and you see this, we have these every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. UK time. So please stop by and check us out next week. And I wish everyone a fantastic day, and I will now take questions.